Ignore the smile for 3 seconds. Watch the feet. Most people never do that. We stare at faces like faces are the truth. Faces are theater. Feet tip the plot. Picture a coworker in a doorway. Big smile. Nodding. Polite small talk. Meanwhile their toes are already pointed down the hall. Body half turned toward the exit like the meeting ended 30 seconds ago. The face says I'm listening, the feet say I'm already gone. Or a first date table. Warm eyes. Soft laugh. Hands wrapped around a glass that never leaves the chest. And ankles locked toward the door, ready to stand before the check arrives. Or a job interview. Perfect answers. Perfect face. Voice just a shade too fast. Like the words are racing the nervous system. Nothing criminal. Just information your attention usually skips. Here's why that matters. Social life trains us to overweight faces because faces are the polite channel. Smiles are easy to rent. Orientation is harder to fake for more than a few seconds. Promise of this video. In roughly 3 seconds, you can run a crude scan. Feet, hands, voice. That raises your odds of noticing comfort or exit intent. Not mind reading. Not a polygraph. A better default for where to look when the face is busy performing fine. Before the checklist. The humility beat. Because the internet sells read anyone like a book. And the science does not stock that product. Psychologists studying thin slices, brief samples of expressive behavior, sometimes just seconds, have found that short clips can support above-chance judgments about interpersonal qualities in many published studies. Ambody and Rosenthal's classic meta-analysis is the landmark. Thin slices can carry real social information. Follow-up work even showed that clips as short as a few seconds could predict some interpersonal ratings. Seconds can matter. That part is fair. But spotting lies is a different sport. In a large meta-analysis of unaided real-time lie truth judgments by Bond and DiPaolo, people averaged only about 54% accuracy, barely above chance. Roughly, better than a coin flip by a whisper. Nowhere near a courtroom standard. People catch some lies and also wrongly catch a lot of truths. So both can be true at once. Thin slices can inform social readouts. And humans are still near chance at deception detection from nonverbal cues alone. If a video promises never get lied to again in 3 seconds, it is overselling what the evidence supports. Our job today is narrower and more honest. Notice leaks. Raise your curiosity. And slow down before you prosecute a vibe. Channel 1. Feet and Orientation. Practitioners who train observation, including Joe Navarro's popular body language writing, emphasize lower body cues because the face is often coached for politeness while the feet stay closer to intention. Approach. Freeze. Leave. Navarro himself is careful in public primers. Feet can show tension or confidence shifts, but they are not decisive deception proof. We follow that caution. In the first 3 seconds, ask, where do the toes and hips point? Are feet open toward you? Or already committed to the hallway? Are legs locked under a chair while the face stays sunny? Did someone suddenly close their stance when the topic shifted from weekend plans to money, deadlines, or status? Safe language only, that may signal readiness to leave or engage. Context required. A foot toward the exit in a crowded kitchen might just mean they're navigating space, not ending the friendship. Someone angled toward the door in a lobby might simply see they're right outside. And say this out loud with me. Feet do not never lie. That slogan is lore, not a law. Treat feet as an early orientation clue, a second look, not a verdict. Channel 2. Hands. Skip the gesture dictionary. Crossed arms do not always mean defensive. Pointing does not always mean dominance. Single gesture formulas oversell what nonverbal science supports. Meta-analytic work on nonverbal indicators of deception warns that few head and body cues reliably track lying, and popular myths like gaze aversion equals guilt fail under scrutiny. What travels better? Change from baseline. Illustrators. Hands that ride the speech. Painting size and rhythm usually mean the person is engaged in what they're saying. Adapters. Rubbing, ring spinning, fabric pinching, sudden fist freeze, can show self-soothing or tension when they appear relative to that person's normal. If someone usually talks with big hands and suddenly goes still when you ask about deadlines, that's a cluster seed. If they're always fidgety, today's fidget is not a conspiracy. Cold rooms also make people fold arms. Tired people pocket hands. Context first. Rule 1: Q never equals a conclusion. Hands are a channel, not a code. Channel 3. Does the voice match the words? Words say, I'm fine. Pitch climbs. Pace spikes. Volume drops. Fillers pile up. Like, you know, while the sentence stays cheerful. Cheerful script. Strained delivery. Channel incongruence. Positive words riding on strained tone or mismatched body is a better alert than any isolated cue. In psychology, classic inconsistency of attitude research is about mismatch, not a universal formula that assigns 7% to words and 38% to tone and 55% to face. We're not resurrecting the Moravian myth math here. We're spotting disagreement between channels. There's a useful research hint for this channel. People tend to be more accurate judging audible lies than visible ones in the Bond and DiPaolo synthesis, which supports paying attention to pace, pitch, hesitation, and heat in the voice. It does not mean the voice is a polygraph. It means the ear gets a better hand than the eye when the task is deception judgment, still far from perfect. Interpretation lock. Incongruence equals a curiosity flag, not a guilty verdict. Not permission to grill someone in a hallway. 1. Feet orientation. 2. Hands. Change from baseline. 3. Voice versus words. Drill it until it's muscle memory. 1. Feet. 2. Hands. 3. Does the voice match the words? If two channels disagree, pause. Don't prosecute. Scene A. Coffee shop meetup. Friend arrives smiling. Toes angled toward the door mid-hello. Hands stuffed in pockets after the hug. Voice says I've got time, a little too bright and thin. Safe read. Maybe they're late. Overstimulated. Socially polite while already half gone. Or just freezing on a busy sidewalk. Your move isn't interrogation. It's generosity. Want to reschedule so we're not rushed. Awareness creates options. Prosecution burns bridges. Scene B. Stand-up feedback. Manager praises a project with open hands and steady pace. Baseline match. Later, on a deadline question, hands freeze. Feet shift toward the exit. Voice clips short. Cluster. Stress or ambiguity around that ask. Capacity. Politics. Unclear scope. Your mood. Clarify the ask. Not accuse character. What's the real constraint here? Beats why are you lying to me? See the pattern? The 3-second scan is a cluster detector, not a courtroom. You're gathering signals that invite better questions. Anti-pattern list. Discard these scripts before they discard your brand and your relationships. Catch a liar in 3 seconds. Feet never lie. This micro-expression formula proves deception. Covert how-tos for interrogating a partner, coworker, or stranger. Those violate the evidence and the mind patterns quality bar. No absolute lie detection claims. No instructional surveillance. Payoff. Baseline plus clusters plus context. Thin slices can inform, and still won't crown you a human lie detector at 54%. Use this for safer conversations. Notice discomfort early. Give people exits. Ask cleaner questions. Protect your own boundaries. Educational awareness. Not a spectator sport for catching people out. Quick question. Which channel do you notice first? Feet, hands, or the voice-word mismatch? Drop it in the comments. It helps calibrate what we cover next. And if silence ever felt louder than a fight, next we're unpacking the silent treatment as a social strategy, not just someone being quiet. If this made you watch humans a little more carefully, and a little more kindly, stay with Mind Patterns.